All right, I have got some information for y'all. Central Texas is about to change in a big way, and if you're thinking about moving to the Killeen, Central Texas area, because it's going to affect quite a bit, these are some things that you need to be paying attention to. Of course, I'm always going to keep it real with you guys. I want you to be informed. There is a lot of development that's going on here. Some of it is retail and some of it is major development, and there are rumors of tech infrastructures like data centers that may be coming to the area. So is this all good news, or are they just talking points? We're going to dive into it in this video so you know how to proceed, or if you should proceed at all. If you don't know who I am Brina Gordon, your favorite Central Texas realtor. My job is to make sure you have all the tools and information that you need to make the best decision possible, which of course is knowing what's coming to this area. Maybe you like that, maybe you don't. Let's start with number one. Something easy, something that's already about to open up, something that most of us, like myself, are super excited for. The Killeen Mall is now going to have HomeGoods, TJ Maxx, and Five Below. Now, Five Below, I'm not that excited for. We do have one in Harker Heights, but we are super excited to have HomeGoods and TJ Maxx. Now, this is not the big infrastructure that I'm talking about, so you have to stay tuned and make sure you comment down below if you are also a fellow TJ Maxx girly or guy, because they do have stuff for everybody in there. I'm also excited about HomeGoods, but they're a little bit more expensive sometimes, so you know. But I'm super excited just to have more options in our mall, because our mall has really kind of gone downhill. Now, Temple, if you know anything about Temple or if you've been to that mall, it's pretty much obsolete. But we do still have some pillar stores in ours, like we have H&M, we have Dillard's, we have Bath and Body Works. Who doesn't have Bath and Body Works? But to have something like TJ Maxx and HomeGoods in there, I think is really going to help bring traffic back to it. And of course, I know that that is definitely their goal, to help get some funds back in that mall. It's crazy just to think about in high school, and that was the place to be. That was the place to hang out at, to get the cookies. You know, we had, I forgot that one place that had $6 and below. But now to have some options coming back in there that are actually very popular and popular across all boards. You know, everyone likes this. It's a different price point. So I really think that's going to be a strong indicator of how well the mall is able to maintain itself, if it's able to attract enough people to maintain these larger stores, mainly HomeGoods and TJ Maxx. Again, not a huge fan of Five and Below. They have cute stuff, but it's like a hyped up Dollar Tree. So that's my 2 cents on that. But I do love just knowing that we're going to have a couple of bigger stores that are going to be there. So for years, the space has struggled with, you know, vacancies and low traffic. Bringing recognizable retail shops to it is definitely going to be beneficial. So what's the upside to this? More shopping locally, increased foot traffic, potential boost in nearby home values, just because, you know, there's more infrastructure that's coming up. There is communities right behind the mall, so that could really help to drive people over there too. That maybe it's been kind of going down in regards to just not being as a popular destination, which is crazy because it's actually a gated community that's behind there, or at least one community. There's another one too, and back in the 80s and 90s, that was the place to be. But you know, things change. The city has grown outwards away from these facilities and from these areas, so naturally things have just kind of progressed away from it. So this could really be a good strong point for them. But let's be real, retail does not transform a city. So if there's not continued investment in it, it's going to struggle long term. We got to have people that are able to afford to purchase things. We got to have people living here. We've got to have a lot of different things. And so a mall is not the end all be all. So what's coming to the area that can actually support an area? Again, you may or may not like this, but it's just where we're at.
Hey, if you're thinking of relocating to the Fort Cavazos area, I have just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research. And I have it linked right down below. The best part is there's no obligation to this, and it's going to come with everything from the top employers to the best schools and a boatload of other information, everything that you need to make the best decision. Again, no obligation. So make sure you click the link below. It also will be pinned, and I hope that it helps.
Now, this is where things get interesting. We're going to start in Temple, and I'm going to bring it back home towards the Fort Hood area. A $700 million data center has officially been approved in Temple, right near the Robinson family farm. Now, what's interesting is this particular company already has a facility nearby, but I believe this next one is going to be obviously much more elaborate, much larger. And I'm going to have the links here so you can actually check out the video. You can kind of see the information for yourself as well. The co-owner of the Robinson family farm says she's actually not had any issues with the current facility that's there. They were definitely concerned about the the environmental impacts, but this is something that that particular company, Rowan, is supposed to be very targeted on, is making sure they are monitoring their environmental impacts, because of course we know data centers require a lot more water, a lot more resources. It's pulling a lot more on our probably already struggling power grid. So this just isn't any typical project. This is a hyperscale data center, which basically means that it's here to support cloud computing, of course, AI, we all know that, and major tech infrastructure. Now they decided to go with Temple because it was already established, as far as they already had a center there, so they already were used to some of the power that it required. But this is going to be a 700-acre facility, so massive is quite literally an understatement for it. So comment down below how you feel about this. I don't really know. I am all for local growth and bringing things to the community, but I hate to see, that's a strong word, but I really do hate to see nature being demolished for technology sometimes. Because I'm looking at some of the videos and things, and you're seeing not wild horses, but it's farmland, so you're seeing horses and cattle and all that, and just to know that that's going to be turned into cement, I don't know how I feel about that. But of course, it's already been approved. They are looking at it from a financial aspect in regards to it's going to allow for more jobs, bring more infrastructure to the area, create long-term partnerships with other suppliers and vendors. So they're looking at it from that perspective, which I do understand, because again, it takes more than just shopping and small businesses to help a community thrive. You have to really have something that can establish people and they can grow there. If not, they will look for opportunities in larger cities and other places. So you have to bring these infrastructures to a city to maintain a city, pretty much. And this is just where we're at in this day and age. So again, some people are going to love it, some people are not, but I do just want to bring this information to you. So of course, it's going to create long-term jobs, increase tax revenue, which I think is probably one of the bigger things, which I get, because that helps cities, schools, infrastructure all around, more business development. So we're going to see how it goes. Again, it's already in the works, so this is not something that they're thinking about planning. Baby, it's here. But of course, there are concerns, like I said, electricity and water. How is it going to strain the local utilities? This is a much larger facility than it's already there. What are they going to do with the old facility? So these are just my little questions. It's way above my pay grade, but again, these are definitely some talking points that we have to discuss as a whole, and as a community, do we support this? And now we're going to talk about the next big thing, because knowing that this is already coming in Temple, honey, it kind of makes this next one a little scary in my personal opinion, but it's not fully confirmed. But there are articles out about it, and if it's gonna make money, honey, we already know. Now, to be clear, when you typically see a major project like land in a nearby city, it opens the door for familiar developments in surrounding areas, so we get all that. And I like to make sure I tell my clients that, hey, these are just things to consider. It doesn't mean, you should or should not move in a location, but these are big developments that some people are actually trying to get away from. And so knowing that they're coming here may not sit well with them, and that's completely understandable. So the big question is there a data center coming to Killeen focused on the Fort Hood area? Now, again, this is just something that is rumored, but there are articles about it, and there's a little bit of truth in things like this. So they are things being pitched, and I want to bring it to your attention. It has not been confirmed just yet. No developer has publicly committed to it. No permits, no timelines, funding announcements, and things like that. But obviously this is being thrown around. So it's early stage in their conversations. The city has been approached before about it. It didn't pass, but obviously they're trying again. The city of Killeen was approached about a data center site. The location would be South Fort Hood Street. And again, it's very preliminary. And so the area is being considered because a large amount of land, surprise, surprise, close proximity to Temple, which I just referenced before, growing the Central Texas area. There's a lot of stuff that is happening here, and we're closely connected to the Austin area. And now that Temple has that $700 million project, developers are very likely to start looking close by, because they know, hey, this area has already dealt with it. They know the infrastructure that it requires. They know the other things that it requires, like the electricity, the usage, and all that, the demand. But the question is that going to be too much for this area? Now, I know a lot of times these officials are looking at the bottom dollar. How is it going to help the taxes? How is it going to, improve jobs and stability? Are we going to have a, water system afterwards? Are we going to have outages? Those are my questions. How is it going to affect our day-to-day life? And are we kind of hurting our local environment while trying to do things like this? So a local poll showed over 70% of the respondents were against pursuing a data center in Killeen. I don't think that's terribly surprising, especially with knowing that one is coming up in Temple, and just kind of seeing how that is going to impact that local area environment. And so right now, again, these are just things that have been dropped around, conversations that are being had, but there are things to consider. Now, whether you are pro-development or maybe not pro-development, a lot of people try to get away from some of these larger developments. And so thinking an area like this is going to give them the option may now be changing. But the bottom line is Central Texas is changing rapidly, and Killeen is right in the path of all of this. So some of these changes are already happening. Some of them are being rumored to be developing, but they would not be having these articles and things like that out for the Killeen area if something was not potentially on the way or in the works to happen. So these are the things that you want to be paying attention to. This is the market that you want to be paying attention to, not trying to catch up on it. For investors, this could be a whirlwind of a change for you, because with all this development, of course, people are going to need places to stay. For builders, they're probably thinking about the same thing. But for the everyday consumer, the everyday person that's living here, how do you feel about these changes? Comment down below, and make sure you stay connected to my YouTube channel, because I always want to make sure you are heavily informed on what's going on in our little Central Texas area, because it's not so little anymore.